वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पर आए जाने रे.
Syed Zafar Islam, who is a member of parliament in Rajya Sabha and who was an investment banker. He was a bank director for a very international bank called Deutsche Bank. Sir, we welcome you. You have a session tomorrow and you managed to take some time for this foundation and for Mr. Mandela's birthday. We thank you and please give him a great applause for making it over here. Mr. Syed Zafar Islam.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. When I see this wonderful crowd and some very distinguished personalities sitting next to me and many joining globally, then I feel that I'm a very small person, but I'm really thankful to the organizer and the foundation for having invited me to speak on this very important event, because today, whatever we have heard so far and whatever we are going to hear in next 1.5 hours, it is going to be very important how to lead a life and what the teachings of Nelson Mandela ji and of course our own father of the nation. See, as we speak about Nelson Mandela ji, it reminds me, and it's really ironic that the South Africa, a country which has nurtured, in true sense, the two greatest modern day prophets of non-violence, Mahatma Gandhi ji and of course Nelson Mandela ji. They fought together against racism, against white rules. They fought together against discrimination. They fought against for the human dignity, and that is something which we are discussing today. And I'm sure the people who have met him, they are sharing their experiences. But as a country, India enjoys a very strong and historical, and not only historical, very emotional relationship with South Africa, because both South Africa and India have experienced collectively the supremacy of white rule as colonies of white rule. And both Nelson Mandela and father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, fought against this white rule, and this is something which the world knows and acknowledges their contribution for ahimsa, which the father of nation developed when he was in ashram in South Africa, and Nelson Mandela ji's creed for peace and reconciliation is something which he developed and firmed up his opinion while he was in prison. Today is his 103rd birthday. We are all celebrating. And I'm sure that it is more important for us to remember that, and probably it reminds us, and all of us, because all of us know that he was alive till 2013, and he was amongst us, living in this world, and promoting and advocating peace and reconciliation very strongly, and concept of non-discrimination. And I'm sure that all of us who know, who have read, or have seen, or met Nelson Mandela ji must have at least understood one thing, that he was always advocating about human values, and everybody should be treated equally, like today the world is talking about. Unfortunately, it was not during when they were alive or when they were fighting about it. We have many examples. I mean, since we have a very 2-3 minutes we have to speak, but I could have given lot of examples which I have read about Nelson Mandela ji and of course about Gandhi ji, and how they have fought together, or not together. When I'm saying that the concept of both of them were similar, and that's why Nelson Mandela ji has always treated Gandhi ji as his guru, somebody he's followed his footsteps, because he felt that he is the true ambassador and prophet of non-violence. We all know that he has spent 27 years of his prime age, when he was young, when he had a lot more energy in him. That time he has spent 27 years of his prime age in jail, in prison, and yet when he was freed, and everyone knows that during apartheid, and during white rule in South Africa, he was put behind the bar. When he was free, and of course when he was fighting for the freedom of people, he was fighting against racism, against the discrimination which everybody was facing in South Africa. But when he was free, at that time, the apartheid era, the president of South Africa, F.W. de Klerk, he was there, but he had absolutely no bitterness towards him. In fact, he became very friendly with him during the later part of his life. And that's why when F.W. de Klerk was first asked by a journalist that what do you think of Nelson Mandela? And he said his legacy is the biggest legacy of emphasizing on peace and reconciliation. His biggest emphasis was on non-discrimination. And of course, he was the greatest unifier. Of course, when you also dig the history, and Yechuri also mentioned about it, when you dig the history, you will find that many people have such experiences. Like I still recollect, when the British essayist, Francis Bacon, his experience, when he was asked, or he mentioned it somewhere also, that the true ambassador of non-bitterness, who can really advocate peace and reconciliation, in his lifetime, he has only found one, and it is Mandela. He mentioned about it. And he also mentioned about the relationship which he developed over a period of time with F.W. de Klerk, and never ever said anything against F.W. de Klerk, but always became friendly because he was never against white. He was always for the humanity, whether it's white or black. That's why in 1994, when he was in prison, when he was asked in the court, what did he say? He said that I'm against the domination of white, while I'm also against the domination of black. What does that mean? He is for humanity. He is for peace. He is for reconciliation. He is for non-discrimination. He wants everyone to be treated equally. That's why he never in his lifetime experienced something or made people experience something which today we know that it is always advocated by him, is peace and reconciliation. Lot more people experiences are with him, but what I can say today that it is fortunate that when he was freed, he became from prison to prisoners to president in 1990s. The first country he visited was India, because he felt that his crew had lived in India. Mahatma Gandhi ji, he always followed his footsteps and preached about the non-violence, concept of non-violence to the rest of the world when he was not alive. And he visited, and the first thing initiative when he became president, he also took an initiative which is also exemplary for everyone to know, that he constituted a commission of peace and reconciliation, something which was innovative, which was being appreciated, and it has really helped heal the people of South Africa, because he was not against white. What he was against is the domination of white or misrule of white. And today, when we know that his equation with India was very good, India as a whole has always respected him as a true ambassador and prophet of non-violence. We have also conferred Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award of the country, to him. And today, I must acknowledge that while the South African country is swept under violence, and many parts of the country is sweeping under violence, I think it is for all of us, and particularly in South Africa, to understand the teaching of what the great philosopher and what he has advocated. I think everyone should follow, so that the life of everyone becomes comfortable, and it is for everyone. Thank you.
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पर आए जाने रे